Morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project for me to solve the problems, challenges, obstacles in my life. It's also a self-improvement process for me to reach the heights, goals, and ambitions that I've set for myself and those around me. So welcome back to a continuation of the sub-series TKS version 6, standing for basically a combination, a fusion of multiple sub-series, one aftermath, one BDMP, focused on basics of survival, as well as also in 4 months of hell, trying to manage all that. And it's been combined with other sub-series as well to create what I call Task Kill Spree TKS. Now, I'm going to be a little bit honest with you. I think this sub-series is a very short one because I've significantly changed in even just the past 10 days because I've found myself, and that's what you see in the title. So what you see in the title is what you get. Take a look on the screenshot, take a look at the photographs, and the point is that, first I'm going to detail what has changed. I'll try to be brief, and how I found myself, and I've always basically gone back to my roots. So that's what I'll cover in the next 5 minutes, if not less. And then I'm going to start covering everything that's on the left-hand side here, the panel on the left-hand side, as well as a lot of stuff in the room. We're going to be moving about, so there's a lot of stuff on the left-hand side that I'm going to be running through, and that's like the task kill spree, like I said, just running through and checking off all the things that I need to do and get done. Introduction to the Ahn Rho Project, as usual, is very, so it's broken down to sub-series, analogies, and domains of life. And the synopsis, of course, is actually that this is, at first and foremost, a self-improvement process. And I've already mentioned that at the very beginning. So without going any further, I just want to get stuff done because today I'm short on time, and that's what's most important to me today, that I just get back to work on time. So let's just work through the things we need to get through. The introduction is a bit short. The first thing I want to talk about is feeling grounded and finding myself again. And I owe a lot of this thanks to, again, of course, it's just life, the butterfly effect, and how a series of actions that I've taken and the resources and people that I've met along the way that contributed directly as a result of what I've done for myself. But also I've made mistakes, and so it's been good and bad, and all comes together is, I'm thankful for the decisions that I've made to correct myself and remediate myself and find my roots again. Goes way back when I was just a toddler. And I've also been very thankful and very grateful. Right now I want to express big thanks to a lot of people and resources along the way, numbering in the hundreds, if not thousands, which I will get to one at a time. And so with that being said, I have found myself again, and I'll just keep it brief and short and say that I have found peace and tranquility to a reasonable extent, and I'm starting to reuse the tools that I once used and had to come up with by myself at a very young age, due to a lot of, difficult to say, just very challenging experiences. I don't want to say things like abuse or trauma, because those are highly overused in today's society, where people have become very irresponsible to the point, in my opinion, that they can't even handle their own emotions or their own behaviors. And so it's hard for me to use those words today because it's possible. I would just say that I was extremely disciplined in disproportionate ways. I'm using a lot of words to try to cover up what really went down. But the point is, it was something that had a really horribly negative impact on my life, and I found a way to find those principles that I came up with very early on in my youth, and I'm reapplying those to this day. Even though I'm facing completely different challenges, I found a way to find resources and people who have further refined on my thoughts as, in youth, and they're professionals in cognitive psychology and philosophy of mind, and systems design engineering, who have combined all of these techniques through, hundreds and millennia of professional development. And obviously, I can now take these external resources, which have real terminology, I have recognized for over a decade now that the things that I came up with as a child are actually out there in the world and much more refined by hundreds of thousands of individuals and professionals. And I've sought them out. I've sought out these resources. I sought out these people. And I found a very concise set of resources and tools at my disposal to bring myself back into calm. So with that being said, that's being grounded and finding myself. Now it's time to get to work. So left hand side, we'll start at the very top, devices. So we're going to start moving around. I'm going to get up off my chair. So we're going to break down the room first, and I think this is the proper way I should do things from now on in my live streams. Before I start, that is region A, broken down to maybe 7-8 regions, like the drawer A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing here, region B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? D is right over here, and E, F, and G will not be touched on today because by and large, they don't need any reworking. So I have 26 items to work through, and we'll start off with just a lot of material items. And you see there's groceries, electronics, so on and so forth, and we're just going to knock them off one by one at a time. And I have a time limit of about maybe half an hour. So 2 live streams, 15 minutes each, back to back. Why don't we get started? First one is devices, electronics. And there are 4 of them, so 4x. So right here, there's actually 5. So I'm going to get a little bit closer so you can see. This is a clamp that I use for holding on the phone that I'm using to do my live streams. And I need to put this away because honestly right now I'm always moving around in my room. So I'm just going to be honest that I don't actually need this at the moment. So it belongs right here in the drawer. I believe this is A4. I'll have to set it out properly when I'm off stream. There's also some more items here. So we have this phone and this USB cable and this micro SDHC. So I'm going to pull them up close so you can see them. So what I've done, I've taken the packaging for the micro SD and discarded that and recycled it like I said yesterday I would. The USB, same thing there. The packaging is gone. I bought them from Dollarama, very cheap. You can find it at just a dollar store for about $4, but this is 16 gigabytes. And so really, again, just going back, I'm a 90s baby, and I think, it's incredible that from my era in the floppy disks, right? And now we have this tiny little thing that is more than 100,000 times more in storage space and capacity. So just something to be grateful for. I'll put these electronics and say that I need to put them inside here as well, but I'm not exactly sure how, so I'll leave it here. Off stream will handle that. Same thing with the clamp, the USB cable, as well as the micro USB. Now the cell phone here, this one I took out because I believe this is an item somewhere down the list, probably like 20-ish. It doesn't really matter because I'm holding on to it right now. Basically this pouch fell down when I was in the washroom taking a dump. And you can laugh, right? It's all right. It was hilarious. It just fell down. I was actually almost pissed off at the beginning. But thanks to, like I said, I found myself grounding myself due to a set of resources, which I will disclose very, very shortly in the next couple streams or so. But basically, this, fell down when I was taking a shit. I was taking a shit. Fell on the vent next to the toilet, and obviously I was very angry because it's contaminated. And then I was like, oh well. Thanks to what I was listening to, I found myself again, and I remembered things that I used to do to save myself a lot of headache and trouble in my head. And I said, oh, okay, I guess now that's an opportunity for me to find a way to sterilize stuff. So what I did, I took this pouch and I walked over to the sink, and I just held my anger immediately and said, okay, problem is an opportunity for me to find a way to find a solution that I can reuse in the future. So great, I'm glad that it fell out next to the shitter, and now all I had to do, I said, oh, okay, I found a way. So I just stuck this entire pouch under hot boiling water. I ran the sink, I ran the faucet on extremely hot boiling water, and I just sterilized it like that, burned away all the viruses, whatever the germs and whatnot. So that's that. And of course, this is something I'm going to actually take to work. So I'm going to put this phone and device here and say that's for work. Last but not least, I said 4, 5. This one is a source of chaos for me yesterday because I had to do all the scanning and electronic documenting of this device. Basically, the storage device worth 2 terabytes, not gigabytes, terabytes. So that's double the storage I have on this laptop, which 1 terabyte is huge for a laptop already. That is for regular everyday use, but this one has 2 terabytes. So I just bought it from Best Buy, and I had to do all the scanning. I had to do some, basic reading up on the things that are included, like the Milio promotions and the warranties. I had to take some photographs, which I'm going to be showing in a second, of the packaging, and in fact, I want to just do that right now so that we don't miss out later on stream. So here's the One Touch portable hard drive and so on and so forth. I bought from Best Buy, really cheap online. It was just basically like $75 for 2 terabytes worth of space, and that's that. So moving on, so that's that. All the devices here. Number 2 has to do with what? Seagate, right? That's that. That's this right here. So I showed the photographs. Good. Number 3 has to do with PRW mail. So mail, 2 forms of mail right next to it. Again, this is region A5, and so we have 2 pieces of mail here. I'm not going to flip it, obviously, for privacy reasons, but one of these is the letter of a warning that I've been late for attendance at unacceptable levels, and I agree completely. My HR manager, again, fantastic individual, and I've disappointed my colleagues consistently. And basically, I sent a copy of this over to my business partner, who has been, unfortunately, because she's so happy all the time, she doesn't know how to respect other people's time, and that's actually my responsibility for not calling her out on this. So it's actually my fault too, primarily my fault. I should just say, no, listen, I don't have enough time, I need to stop. So that's what I did. I have the mail here. I took a photograph and I sent, listen, nothing personal, but I can't be giving you 4 hours of my time, and it's cutting into my schedule. And so she was very understanding. I appreciate KM, my business partner, for being understanding and saying that, all right, that's fine. Next time I'll cut it down to maybe 45 minutes or so. Okay, so that's what I had to do with this mail, and then I have to store it back here about A3 or A4, whatever that is, location. We have the second piece of mail here, again, something new that popped up. By the way, I should mention that there's this packaging here. That's what was the storage device was packaged in. It's sent up here for the mail. So anyways, this mail also came up yesterday. Was an unexpected thing that I didn't want to have to deal with, but basically commissions for my side business. I should be happy about this because, income. That's exactly what's in the title, I believe. I'm not sure. It's not too big of a deal if I don't have it in the right order. Titles don't really matter anymore. It just matters what I get done on stream. So I need to cash it out, obviously, and I've already got auto deposit set up, but this was before I set up auto deposit, so that's why I have this here. It's nice to have the paperwork. With that being said, we're moving on to number 4, finance money. Again, 3 and 4 tied together, so I'm glad to knock those 2 out at the same time. 5, Excel Elasticsearch. So basically, I do a lot of Excel spreadsheets that keep track of my fitness, my sleep, my money, and everything. Obviously, the most efficient way is to use a database, but I'm not professional enough to do that yet. So I'm learning, but right now I had some spreadsheets, so all that refers to is that I'm trying to document everything from new inventory, like the mail, like the new storage device, and so on and so forth. New currency, more income, blah blah blah. I also received something else from my colleagues. I'm going to show a photograph right now of something, and this is something I do, recurrent theme on my channel, is to say that I show appreciation for my colleagues and so on and so forth. One of my colleagues at my workplace, KR, I'll abbreviate her name by, very motherly person, has really taken me under her wing, just like all my other colleagues have. Basically, I have a very dysfunctional family. I can't even call it that. So at that point, these people KR has been a very motherly figure to me, like a godmotherly figure. And she just gave me a little treat, and this is one way of me taking a photograph and reminding myself of someone who has colored my life in ways that I never had. I'll continue to stream the next one. I have to end it now. I'm sorry. So see you soon.